have you been?
Guys, nothing has changed for you.
Can we be careful with that one?
Motherfucker, sit down, shut up, stay in your own lane.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that memo.
This guy comes into your house as a guest and then takes a giant shit on your living room floor.
I can't blame you because after all this time, I should have just trusted you without saying it.
Cappy's got a jar of peanut butter there somewhere.
Ah,
The only way that dog could tolerate him.
I'm too tall for that.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
And there goes the monetization.
Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
The fuck?
Red evening. It's better than work. It doesn't get old. It really doesn't.
It never gets old.
It really doesn't. How have you been?
I've been all right, but you were all hellfire and brimstone. Let's fucking go. So let's get there.
Oh, yeah. So I am so glad, like, both of us shaved. Like, this wasn't coordinated or whatever. That would be...
No, you did yours, and I have to say, I like yours.
Yeah, I mean, I look... I don't know. I look like a girl, an ugly girl.
No. I'm telling you, you have the jawline, the facial structure. Dude, you might want to reconsider growing shit out and just keep what you got going on right now.
I could try. I mean, the hair looks like a mess right now. Because I didn't do it yesterday and I just woke up. And I just found out I left my coffee mug somewhere else. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. Literally.
Right.
Like it's
Nick August.
Oh, I'm here.
What finesse? That's all I'm gonna say, Nick. What finesse? Or finesse. However you want to pronounce it. Bud Light does make women unattractive and crazy.
There. Whoa. Hey, it's Nick and it's Alex. Everybody of our friends is here and everything's so good. But okay.
Nick. I haven't called Jack a faggot. Oh, wait.
And there goes the monetization. And there goes the monetization.
There it is.
You know what? I might just make a separate.
Hey, throw that back up there real quick. Throw that back up
and there goes the monetization.
No, I like this one better.
Yeah,
I like this Jack better. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, man. I can give it a try. I mean, nothing to lose.
Just saying, I like this one better because you've always had a little bit of facial hair. But genetic wise, it's not for lack of trying on your part, but you suck at it.
Yeah, I know.
You do. And so the clean shaven look, it actually is more becoming, in my opinion.
Well, man, why not? It's like maybe I can go for a wish.com AJ Cortez. I was going for Timu Rolo, but this could work.
Good.
Jesus.
Dude, you know what? Throw Nick's latest comment up there about the Led Zeppelin.
Hey, I'm learning the Stones now.
You look like you were in Led Zeppelin. You do. That's a pronounced proclamation.
But say whatever you want. No one, and I mean no one, has beaten Robert Plant in sex appeal. I don't care what people say. That man lived and breathed sex appeal.
Hey, not even Mick Jagger.
Close second. Very close second. But Mick Jagger is more like groovy and swinging.
Yeah, he was 60s.
Yeah.
Where Robert Plant was 70s.
Yeah. No, it's like, nobody came close to Robert Plant. I don't care. The man wasn't jacked or whatever, but the way that man carried himself is like, that is the living embodiment of sex appeal. I don't care what people say. I really don't.
Right.
No. But about the beard thing, I'm getting so tired of the bald and beard look. No offense to Kyle. I love Kyle. I love Kyle.
And no offense to me, fuck you, Jack. But okay.
Yeah, no offense to you either. But you shaved it now, so
I did for a minute, but I'm also growing it back in because I like that look. And so I'm growing it back. But for a minute here a week ago or 6 days ago, I got a bee in my bonnet. I got a bug up my ass and was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking shave it off. So I did. Okay. I shaved it down to one on the trimmer, you know, the closest you can get without taking an actual razor to it. And that was fine for a minute, but then I was like, no. I'm taking the razor to it. I'm going clean shaven, which was fun because the belly dancer has never seen me like this ever.
Huh.
Okay. Other than pictures that go back many, many, many years ago. But she's never seen me in the flesh. And so me being the, you know, the dutiful boyfriend doing chore play, as the naggy beards will say, that's the in thing. I didn't give her a heads up. I didn't give her fair warning. I didn't say, oh, I have a surprise for you. Nope. I just showed up. Walked in the door and she went, wow. Oh my God, you fucking shaved. And I'm like, yep, I did.
I remember this was years ago. I dated my half Brazilian, and she was 5 years younger than I was. Wasn't that much. And I was in the bathroom, and she heard my trimmer, and and immediately like, what's wrong? She said, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. So I opened the door, and I had already shaved, and she grabs my face, and she's like, I'm dating someone my own age. No.
It sounds like my ex-girlfriend. The one time that I was trimming up the beard and I fucked it up. And so, well, what do you do to fix it? Yeah, you can fuck around, but in the end, yeah, you're just it's an exercise in futility. So I trimmed it down to like one, okay, including this guy. Everything got the axe. And I didn't tell her, I didn't, you know, because she got up, went to work. I got up, was like, man, I'm getting kind of woolly. Time to trim it up. And I fucked it up. Okay. So I had to fix everything, you know, everyone.
I love that clip.
Yeah, it's a great clip. Okay. But I did the thing. And then I went to work and nobody cared. Nobody noticed. But then when I came home and she already got home because she went to work earlier than I did. But I come in and I walk up and she's there waiting for me. And first fucking thing she said when she saw me, when I looked up at her, as I'm coming up the stairs, and she's like, what did you do? And her eyes welled up. They didn't spill, but it was there that I was like, oh my God, you're actually like upset. And I'm like, you know, she was visibly, audibly upset. And I'm like, relax. It will grow back. It'll be fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And yeah, we were fine. But for a minute there, she was like, what did you do? And I'm like, It's just facial hair. It'll grow back. It's not the end of the world. But in a way, it was the end of the world for her. And that was my thinking when I decided, when I got a bee in my bonnet, a bug up my ass, and I shaved it to what you guys see. And even now, shit, it's had 6 days of growth. Okay. Because once I shaved it, there was no regret because I know, oh, it'll grow back. So, but it was, showing up to the belly dancer clean, other than this guy, because I just couldn't cut that guy out. It's like, no, I got to keep something, but everything else has got to go. And it was me, shit testing her. It was me. All right.
Does she love me for me or for the beard I provide?
Right. Exactly. Yep. Does she love me for me? It's not what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside. Or does she just love the beard? And yeah, she was fucking shocked. Well, of course she was. No warning, no heads up, no introduction. I just showed up and walked in the door. And of course she shit. Which I expected that, but then it was, where do we go from here? I'm curious. She was fine. She was like, oh, wow. Yeah, it's going to take me a minute. And I'm like, well, of course. Now, you've never seen me since the day we met. I've always had a full beard. You've never seen me like this. So, of course, it's going to take you a minute. That's fine. I expect that. But does the attraction fall off or no? It didn't.
No, of course not.
She was kind of like, oh my God, I kind of feel like I'm cheating on you with another dude.
I actually mentioned you in my... This essay is going to be released in 3 weeks. I'm ahead. I'm 3 weeks ahead.
Look at you.
Yes, I'm 3 weeks ahead of schedule and under budget.
Look at
Substack. Link, chat. Go now. Buy my shit. Nah, you can do whatever you want. But what was I saying? I mentioned you in that. And how was it? I was talking about geomaxing a bit. Not like in the cringy way, but more like, look, this whole 20% thing, it's garbage. Okay, here's why. And I talk about go to where you're treated best. So I go through it where it's like, just look up the average height of the country you go to. Don't go to Western Europe because you'll be a midget. It's just don't, unless you're Rob Says, who carries a 6-foot frame in a 5'4" body. That was it.
Or as I like to say, never tell me the odds. Okay. It doesn't matter where I go. It really doesn't, because it's not an issue unless you make it an issue. It doesn't matter. It really just doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't. No, but I mentioned that because, I mean, it's true. It's true. And of course the belly dancer did lose attraction to you, but it is always funny. It's like I said, when she mentioned, like, she literally grabbed my face. I'm dating someone my own age. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
But as a
meanwhile, you get shamed by everybody who's older than 25 for dating a girl younger than you. But
as a side note, I realized now that I've seen you, clean shaven with your morning hair. Okay.
You never seen that?
No, I've seen the morning hair. I've never seen you clean shaven. You kind of have an Antonio Banderas look.
I know. Desperado is an amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing film. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate it.
Own that shit. That's
a big fucking Mexican.
Yeah, well, but you kind of have, there's an echo. I'm not saying, oh, you look like Antonio Banderas. It's like, well,
I wish I had his hairline, though.
Yeah, well, you might be, shocked to find out that his hairline may not, in fact, be real.
No surprise there.
Okay.
Hmm.
But it's just the whole point that I'm looking at you going, I'm thinking, okay, you're clean shaven for the first time ever that I know of. And I'm like, God, you look like somebody who you're not Jack Sparrow, because Johnny Depp always had some facial hair like you do, about
Mhm.
the same amount. So I get it. I get you identifying with the character. But it's like, no, you look like somebody else. And then it hit me. Dude, you're L.
El Mariachi.
Yeah, you're L. You're him. You're fucking Antonio Banderas. It's like, dude, I don't know. In my world, I'd rather be associated with Antonio Banderas than Johnny Depp.
I mean, it's a great film. I even Ryan asked, like, what films would you like me to review for Ryan? I told him the Mariachi trilogy.
Yeah.
Although Desperado and El Mariachi are practically the same film.
They really are.
They really are. He makes it kind of a sequel, but it's again the same story. It's like
More.
it works. It works. Plus Selma Hayek.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it. End of show. Have fun. Good
Yep.
night.
Bye, kids. Good night. We're done.
No, but I can pull off the look, the white shirt and the black blazer. I can pull that off easily.
Oh, I'm sure you could. I have no doubts, but you don't need to, because you can sit there in your t-shirt and your fucking robe and pull off. Again, it's not exact. It's not like you're trying to be a tryhard. That, oh, well, Jack's over here, sucking Antonio Banderas's dick. It's like, no, but there's an echo of it, is the only way I'll call it. It's like, you kind of look like Antonio Banderas. And I don't know. I mean, I love Johnny Depp. I love Jack Sparrow, all the fucking roles he's played. But Antonio Banderas had just, there's a different feel to it that it's like
a little bit of more oomph.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of more.
And you being clean shaven, you kind of have the look, and it's like, dude, roll with it.
Well, I'm gonna go to the gym in about 2 hours, and I'm gonna see some coworkers. So we'll see how it goes.
The guys, I promise you won't notice a difference.
No, probably not, because I have been figuring out the whole facial hair thing, because I did trim it down a lot. That's why I'm like, in 5 years, you've never seen me clean shaven. Wait, you have seen me clean shaven before the braces. You gotta seriously compare me to before the braces. There's a huge difference.
Dude, you're getting into woman territory that I don't recall, and I don't care. All I'm saying is,
I do appreciate
my recollection, I don't recall seeing you clean shaven. And here you are, as about as clean shaven as you can be at this point in time, with your messy bed hair. And I'm just saying, dude, fucking roll with it, because your genetics don't match up. You're probably never going to have my beard.
No.
Ever.
No.
So instead of trying to pretend or wish or want, you have the facial structure that it's like, dude, go clean shaven. I don't mean clean shaven as in, well, I shaved it off 2 days ago. No, I mean every fucking day.
Oh, Jesus, that's such a fucking asshole.
I know.
Oh, okay, we'll try. I'll give it a try for a month. February,
But
March,
Antonio Banderas had Selma Hayek. Okay.
Well, I do like him busty. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and you might like Latinas too.
I do like him with a bit of spice. I'm not gonna lie. The three who left, no, the two who left the largest impression. Nah, there's more who left a large impression. But one of them wasn't Latina, and the other one was only half Latina.
Half Latina is Latina.
Oh yeah, she kicked me out of the kitchen. Don't you dare take my job. Seriously, she had humor. I think you would have liked her.
Oh,
She
I'm
had
sure I would have. She's Latina.
5'3", 100 pounds, fiery half Latina. It's like she had the weirdest humor, and I loved it. All of the women I truly loved had humor. They all had that in common. It was the humor that got me.
Yeah.
It's like they looked great, but what else you got? And then they made me laugh, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again. It's like as soon as they make me laugh, it's like,
Okay, well, since you brought it up, oh, do I really want to go there? Yeah, I kind of do.
oh yes, Tori had great humor.
Did
If
she?
you want- Oh yeah, no, not yeah.
All right.
Oh, she had great humor. That if the submarine to the Titanic had a woman, that thing would have never gone under. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, great humor.
That's a side that I never got to witness. So I don't know. That's why I was like, do I want to go there?
Of course. Oh no, I will always admit that she had great fucking humor. Stole my fucking coffee. No wonder you're so bitter. You need some
Kids, we just found Jack's Achilles heel.
humor.
Yep. So whamming in the chat that are lurking and, they want to get with Jack because he either looks sort of, but not really like Johnny Depp, but he looks more like Antonio Banderas, be busty and have a sense of humor.
And thin. Oh no, but she had great humor. There was one time, I don't know if I should tell these stories, but on the one hand, it's like, no, seriously, this was fun.
Tell the fucking stories, dude. Popping notes.
It's like I was in the train and she called me, and there was something. It was the Titanic thing or whatever, or the girl on the plane who was like, "That guy ain't fucking real." And she talked about that, where it's like, listen, men just want one thing, and I'm telling you, men wouldn't die if you just put a woman in there, because as soon as a woman says that shit ain't safe, every man's gonna go like, oh. I sat there.
I mean, she's not
wrong. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Guys will shape up because that's what we do.
And I just sat there in the train. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, in the train, in public. She's like, oh, you Dutch must be so polite. Like in America, we just yell everywhere. We don't care about that.
Yeah, that ties into fluent in sarcasm. And I'm loud and opinionated. And it's like, oh, you're one of them. Yeah, swipe left.
No,
but
but
I
it's
understand the nuance. I do. I get it.
No, it really is the humor. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like I said, good stories. And you had the former main plate, for example. She wasn't verbally funny. She was existing funny. Where she was just living, It's like, huh. And then she'd bump into something. And it's like, I shouldn't laugh at this.
No, they all bump into shit. That's a thing I've learned about all women. Okay. All women, it's one of those AWOL things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they can be in good shape. They can be funny, as Jack calls it, but that's, we're not going to go down that. We're not going to, split hairs. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Jack thinks some women, some
yeah,
can be genuinely funny. I beg to differ, but we're not gonna bore you with that because again, we're splitting hairs here. Okay. I don't care how graceful they walk. I don't care how much martial arts they do. I don't care how much of a dancer they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how savvy and up to date and finger on the pulse with politics or whatever. Doesn't matter. And yeah, they might be funny. They might. Just to give one to Jack. Just okay, all right. They're all clumsy. Every fucking one of them. They're all fucking clumsy where I'm a martial artist and I've been doing this for 30 years and I will kick your ass and she did. She kicked my ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll own it. I got a bop right there in that little divot, that little spot, you know, the spot that Gabriel or Michael or one of the angels touched you, you know, to tell you that shut the fuck up is a superpower. That little divot right here. She fucking tapped me with her middle finger. And it welled up tears in my eyes automatically.
Okay.
It was tap. Okay, that's how good she is. She understands precision, pinpoint accuracy. It's the acupuncture of martial arts, some of the shit she learned. And yet, I've watched this woman walk into a fucking tree. I've watched her put on heels and walk around, fumble around like a newborn colt.
Oh, you got it. In all honesty, walking on heels, that's an art. That is an art.
Hey, I mean, that's one of those things that I appreciate. Women that do and can. Because it's like, that's not inherent. You fucking learned that shit. Because I've watched women glide where they have a long coat on or a long skirt. And so you can't see their feet. And they just, it's like they're floating when they walk.
Yeah.
And they're in heels, not just an inch, but we're talking like 4-inch, 5-inch heels.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they can do it, and they can do it in snow and on ice.
Mm.
I've watched them do it, and that's where I'm like, oh, damn, I'm dating a professional. Shit. Okay. But I've also watched the belly dancer who's a belly dancer and a martial artist where she can pop me in the shut the fuck up spot
Mm-hmm.
and then wink and blow a kiss at me. And my eyes are tearing up or I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I just got my ass handed to me. All right. All right. All right. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand. I'm ready. I'm not gonna be butthurt. I'm not gonna, oh fuck this, I'm out. No. I'm bring it on. Okay. I have a better appreciation now. But I've seen that same woman stumble around like a newfound colt. Never mind snow and ice. We haven't hit that one yet. But just watching her walk on a flat plane in fucking 6-inch heels, and she's all and it's
like a newborn giraffe.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, what happened to the martial artist? What the fuck? And she just kind of turns and flashes me this quick look of anger and does the knuckle thing. And it's like, oh, yeah, come on. I'm all right with that. Let's see if you can stumble over to me in your fucking heels. Okay, come on.
I mean, I can walk better in heels than most women.
Oh.
My Jeffrey Wests, that's a how long is that? That's a 3-inch heel or something. My West boots, my pirate boots. Did you see those come in white?
Do they now?
Well, not the exact Jeffrey West boots. They only come in black and brown. But there is an American brand where I'm like, ooh, ooh, those are nice. Ivory white pirate boots, where it's like,
Okay.
ooh, it's so wrong, it's good.
Yeah,
It's like,
well,
do I want to spend $300 on those? It's like, maybe
I
I
mean,
might.
you do have the Charizard, so
I do. Say, ooh.
I mean, you could.
I
I mean, this is the beauty of not having a wife or kids.
Yes, it is. I was reading Arch's last Substack and the whole children thing. I have an old video about that, like the case against children for children, which I'm going to look up you know what comes, well, know what's handy with YouTube?
Mm.
Well, you can take a YouTube video and you can just be like, hey, give me the transcript. And boom. The only thing you need to do is then the editing where it's like, oh, fuck me. But that is a Substack essay right there.
There you go.
Because I have done that, by the way. That is coming not this week, next week. It's about the whole finance thing, like women and finances. I took a very old YouTube video and I'm like, I still stand behind the idea in here. It's just shitty writing that I now have to deal with. My own shitty writing. The hell I put you guys through. It's like, yeah, I need to deliver. And that's what I can do with the children thing as well. I am terribly selfish. One of the biggest reasons I do not have children, one of the biggest reason is, well, you need to have a relationship with that. But the other one that I've been always very reluctant about it is because I am a selfish prick. And I know I am a selfish prick. I like my freedom. I like being able to wake up, turn around, and turn on my coffee maker. Yes, my coffee maker is actually right next beside my bed. I am not shitting you. That is a life hack for life. It is. It is. It is glorious. I can turn around and turn it on. There you go. First thing in the morning I hear is...
Wait till you go from the 20th century to the 21st century. But okay, keep going.
No, I don't want your Skynet. I don't want it.
I don't want your Skynet. And yet you have a phone.
Oh, you know what I mean. You know.
I don't want your Skynet.
I want to have the feeling of pushing a button. It's like a car. Would you like an electric car where you push the button and it turns on?
Jack, don't dare.
I'm just asking you.
I
Would
know
you
what
prefer?
you're asking me.
Would you
I
prefer?
don't care.
Yes, you do. You
No.
are an American, and I've not met a lot of Americans, but I know one thing: Americans like their engines. You love that feeling of putting the key in the ignition and turning it, and like that's coffee maker. That's a coffee maker for me.
All right.
No, don't give me that. Don't give me that. No.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't care. To quote Ryan Stone, of all the guys that you could pick to want something from, you picked me.
All I'm saying is
Because I can see the argument with turning the key and it gargles fuel.
Mhm.
And I grew up with it. I almost got hit by a car today that was completely silent.
I know that feeling.
And I was like, whoa, shit.
Electric fucking vehicles.
Well, I mean, I can see the point. Not saying, oh, that's my next major purchase. No, but I could see the point. So, you as an American, well, Jack, you're not American, so maybe you need to sit down.
I'm not American yet.
Yeah. You're going to have some obstacles to overcome. Just saying, if you want to be a citizen. if you want to be a fellow Utah or whatever, wherever you want to claim, your stake of magic dirt,
Mm-hmm.
there are steps to become an American in my country.
And then I'm gonna be like the obnoxious European. Why don't you have free healthcare like we do? Where are my mass immigrants?
And I'm telling you what, the minute you fucking go there, I'm going to say, ICE, take him out, send him back to Dutchland.
It would be an hilarious thing though. Being the obnoxious European who immigrated to the States. Well, why don't you have free healthcare?
I went through all the steps. I am now a citizen. Why don't you, sir, go back to Dutchland?
I think guns should be illegal like they are in Europe.
Deportation.
Deportation. Find them, jail them, fly them back.
Yeah.
I love that.
I would be fine with that. It's like, go back then. If you think you want to be American and you go through the motions and do the thing, but then you come in, spouting your Marxist doctrine, I'm going to ask politely to my government and the agencies of the government to send you back. It's like, you can go. You can go. You're not from here.
Did you see this? It's, I know you don't pay attention a lot to politics, but this is pretty funny. Apparently,
you talking about Marty's thing?
Yeah.
Oh, with Doge? You know what? I mean, I real quick, Jack.
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt you.
No,
and so, short answer, guys. I haven't followed a lot of it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it doesn't matter in some cases, let's bring nuance back into the equation. Okay. Because the things that Doge or however you want to pronounce it, that they have found, they are shocking. Okay. I, as a tax-paying American, I'm a little, not a lot, I'm a little pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But I already knew that most of this shit was there. Mm-hmm. They're just now going, see? And it's like, yeah, I already had a thought. I already figured that was kind of the case. And all Doge is doing is making it abundantly clear, which I'm good with. I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. Expose the corruption, expose the hypocrisy, expose all of it. I want not just, 10 lumens of light. I want 100 lumens of light. I want every cockroach ever to scatter. However, with all the righteous indignation, with all the anger, there is still yet a conversation that nobody wants to have, at least online. Yeah, we can talk about it online on YouTube and Twitter, and it sounds great. But nobody wants to have that conversation in real life because it involves copious amounts of bloodshed. And yet, for all the bullshit, hey, look, guys, look what we found. And I'll go, motherfucker, I had an idea.
Yeah, where it's like, we probably knew. Same as the
we all knew.
The European conflict, that it's just money laundering. It is. All of it. I mean,
well, that's US aid. It's all launder.
Oh, but the same as that whole green energy bullshit. It's all fucking money laundering. I don't give a shit what people say. We had an energy crisis even though we invested in wind and solar power for 20 years, and we should have been able to provide the country with energy. Yet there's still a crisis. It's like, I asked my dad about that. I'm like, hey, Dad, why do we have an energy crisis when all these windmills were built to build up a reserve? He's like, well, that takes time. I'm like, 20 years, huh? 20 years. Weren't we supposed to be prepared for this shit?
Yeah, you're right. It's your version of U.S. aid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We all knew it. We're all rightfully indignant about it. We're all outraged because Dodge, whatever, Elon and friends said, hey, look what we found. And we went, well, I never. Man.
Shocked, I'm telling you. Illegal activities.
I am fucking shocked as a tax-paying American. I am shocked, sir. We need to line heads on pikes on a wall.
That's never going to happen.
Not in my lifetime. It'll never happen, no.
No.
Because it's all fun and games on the internet. Real life, when someone goes, hey, Jack, here's your rifle. Oh, whoa. Hang on. I, as a European, do not know how to use a rifle. Why are you handing me a rifle? Well, if you want to be a revolutionary, you got to do revolutionary shit. Well, hang on. Hold on. That's wow. You're out of line, sir. Let's not get hasty here.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different here. That's why I'm like, we're not a serious country. Yes, Doge has showed us the mirror that we all knew was there. We all had an idea. Nobody's that stupid. Well, I mean, some are, but the majority aren't that fucking stupid. And so Doge held up a mirror. Elon held up a mirror and said, here's the waste. Well, I fucking never. Here's your rifle. Oh, well, hang on. I never said I was going to go that far. I mean, it's great what they're doing because they're holding up the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That's step one.
And now what's going to happen? Are there going to be retributions?
No.
No one's going to jail.
Are there exactly? Is anyone getting indicted and going to jail? Nope. Because that's a conversation we don't want to have, because there's a step beyond indictment.
Yep. But that
involves blood and gore, and nobody wants to have that conversation. Nobody wants to pick up a rifle.
What I liked about this is just the vibe shift in the Americans, because I know it will trickle down to Europe, and I can't fucking wait.
It'll come.
Yeah, but hold up.
Right. Okay. Go.
The kid. Apparently, Elon hired 4 kids, some super geniuses.
Autists. Every one of them.
Every one of them. One of them, I don't know if that's the same one, but one of them deciphered the ancient scroll of the Library of Alexandria or something. But there was one of them that was a little bit of an edgelord. So he had an anonymous Twitter account, and he's like, I can't imagine breeding outside my race, or whatever he said, of course. And of course, the Wall Street Journal went after him, where it's like, we want his head on a pike. And normally, of course, what the conservatives do is appease to the mob. It's like, oh, you can't have that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So apparently, somebody who runs that shit did fire him, And Elon went to Twitter, was like, hey, should we rehire him? And everybody was like, rehire the dude. Rehire the dude right away. Vice president, your vice president.
I know,
Even-
JD Vance.
Even threw in his 2 cents where it's like, so what? He made some stupid comments on Twitter. Who gives a fuck?
Well,
It's just
I
like,
mean, that's again the shift towards the rifle. Okay. Again, we're not there yet to have a real conversation, a serious conversation,
Mhm.
but we're one step closer. I like what Devin Erickson, the author of some sci-fi shit,
Mhm.
he kind of brought some of the same shit up. And I'm not going to bore you with the details or try to quote him verbatim. But what it came down to, and this is something I have seen outside of the internet. Okay. He talked about, people who, oh, we should fire this guy. There should be this, that, and the other. And I liked his answer. So, how much are you on the take? And it goes back to memeing and pointing out when someone goes, oh, we just need more compassion. Now, I'm speaking outside of Twitter. I'm speaking of other platforms, other things. I have people that I associate with that are more on the left side of the equation, but even the right side of the equation, they're kind of saying the same shit. And I'm over here wanting to go, how much are you on the take? How much are you, sir, Naggy Beard, are on the take? Because you're going to realize, if you haven't already, both of them are they're two sides of the same coin.
Mhm.
And the best way, besides memeing them, if you don't want to have a real conversation
Mhm.
where somebody like me goes, here's a rifle, and you're like, whoa, bro. Okay, all right, fair.
I even had a guy in the Netherlands say where it's like, because housing and everything becomes unaffordable, in all honesty. I mean, it's getting there. And he was like, well, you know what we're gonna need an uprising. I looked at him, I'm like, look, we're never gonna get an uprising. You know why? Because people can still eat.
Mm-hmm.
Only when the people start starving,
Yep.
there might be an actual probability, but even that is low.
Revolution is 2 paychecks away. Okay.
Hmm.
When you don't have 2 paychecks to feed your child or yourself, whatever it may be, whether you're a patriarch and you're the head of the household, and okay, yeah, bro, simmer down. I get it.
And you start sobriety with other men.
Right. And I want to issue challenge coins to those men. Okay, whatever. When you are 2 paychecks or less, where you don't know where the money is or where it's going to come from, and you don't know where the food is going to come from.
Mhm.
Now, come talk to me, because I'm going to say, here's your rifle. And at that point, you're going to be a lot less reticent or reticent. I'm not sure the pronunciation there. You're going to be less likely to shy away from the rifle when it's 2 paychecks or less. But
Mhm.
we're not there yet. We're not at that point, because when I bring up, I got a rifle, everyone goes, whoa, slow down. Okay, we're not there yet.
Well,
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm willing to stand there with the rifle with you, but you got to stand with me, guys.
oh, they won't. And that's like, remember that
That's why we're not there. That's why January 6th of a few years back, my condemnation isn't that they went too far. It's they didn't go far enough. It's like, oh, you had an opportunity and you failed. And that's because you have more than 2 paychecks.
Yeah, no, but you're right about that. The whole paycheck thing. What was I about to say? I wanted to say something. I can't remember. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, remember the tweet I made about like Ned Stark? Where what was it? There was something about Ned Stark. The guy who Oh yeah, the guy who's incapable of evil. Oh no, the guy who's incapable of being good because he's never been evil. And guys like that who like scream and shout about honor, those guys are all Ned Stark. Where it's like, yeah, you scream and shout about honor, but are you really? Because have you had the choice of not being honorable? Like, you know, like it's always should. Things should.
Oh, I understand. But for me, because I like to chunk things up. Okay. Versus most guys that don't know shit about shit. And you have to chunk it down. You have to go molecular. Okay. It's you stand a certain way, you lean a certain way, you say a certain thing with a certain tonality. I understand. I get it. Give me the higher level. Chunk up. Okay. All you're telling me about your Ned Stark remark. These are guys that are chunking down. Because it goes back to the idea that I believe it was Jack Donovan that talked about there's good men and there's men good at being men. Okay, to simplify it, to chunk it up. Al Capone was not a good man, but he was good at being a man. Carlo Gambino was not a good man, but he was good at being a man. Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler, was not a good man, but he was good at being a man. Who do you want to be and who do you want to associate with? All the talking heads, all the naggy beards, all the bullshit artists are all good men. But that comes from the backing of a man who's not a good man, but he's good at being a man. It goes back to what you've even said, Jack, and others also have said similar things, which is, are you capable and willing? I'm going to add the willing part in there. Are you capable of and willing to commit violence? Okay.
Well, that's all you have at the end. No, what was it? Do you remember? It's a very old post by Ryan. Sex and Violence. That's a very old one. Like they kind of took violence away. What more do you have? You don't have anything, but you still need to be capable of it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're going to do it. It just means you could. But that's where you shift away from the good guy badge, the idea of morality, and you get to what could I do? What am I capable of? Well, I know for me, in an absolute worst case, I can be buck naked, covered in dog shit and mud with a railroad spike. And I can do the Tusken Raider sound right before I plunge it into some fucker's heart. And he goes, not like this. And I'm like, exactly like this. Okay. Because I know me. I know my capabilities. I know if and when the time comes, I know what I'll do. And if it means, well, you have superior forces that have superior firepower and you're limited on ammunition and blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll roll around in dog shit and mud and pick up a rusty railroad spike, and I will plunge it into the heart of the guy that is my enemy. And yeah, I may still die. Okay, all right. In fact, I probably will die before I hit the guy. But then again, if he doesn't see me coming, the odds are forever in my favor.
I mean, there's what I dislike about that whole discourse is the naivete around it, that people wouldn't do it. Where it's like, no, people would screw you over if they could. I was talking to Mish about this, about corporate thing, and he's like, I mean, Mish has worked in HR for over a decade. He's like,
oh, no. Yeah, he knows.
He's like, HR is not your friend.
Oh,
they will try to be friendly, but
they'll be friendly, but they're not your friend. They have HR hasn't been your friend in 20 years.
Yeah, they will do everything to get all the information they need about you, and they will use it against you as soon as you slip up. They are not your friend. They do not have. They aren't backing you in anything.
No,
especially if you're a dude, you are fucked.
Well, be that as it may, I remember, because, I'm old and decrepit, but I remember a time when HR was on your side. Okay. That when the boss called you out on the carpet and you had to go into the room, into his office and close the door, HR was there, but they were actually an advocate for you as the employee. They were there to make sure that whatever was about to transpire went down the way it should go down. That's 30 years ago. Now, today, even 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now, yeah, HR's there. They're not on your side. They're there to be the first line before the legal counsel gets involved. They shifted at some point 30 years ago. They shifted from being your advocate to we're now here to be the first line defense for legal. Somewhere in that 30 years, there was a shift. I don't know exactly when, but it happened where, like you said, Jack, they're not on your side. They're not your friend. They're there as a first line defense before we have to bring in the legal counsel. That's all it is. So they're not on your side. They're making sure the managers are covered. That's it.
And you got to treat them like that. You got to treat them like that.
And it sucks, but that's it. Human relations, HR is not on your side.
No, it's not about a human relationship. It's about a corporate safety net.
That's it. They're the first line of defense
That's
before
why
legal counsel gets called in.
That's why I've always said where it's like if I ever get into a managerial position, I want to have a text on my wall saying any of you getting me engaged with HR will pay the price. It's like any of you. If
Mm.
you get me to need to talk to them, there will be something, there will be hell to pay. And of course, I think HR got this far. Ryan had a tweet about it. And then after that, I would like to wrap it up. But Ryan had a tweet about it. Like, nothing will create loyalty like the knowledge that your management has your back. And I think that's how HR got so much power, that management did not have their employees back.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, going back to what I just said, there's a lot of illusion there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 30 years ago, back when I was 23, HR was my advocate.
Mm-hmm.
If I got called on the carpet by management, HR showed up and they were in my corner. That's changed. Now they're the first line before we have to bring in the legal side, the lawyers. Okay. And of course, the lawyers have always been about corporate. That's what they're there for. That's why they were hired. That's why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fault them. It just is.
Yeah.
Okay. You are on your own. That's it. You're on your own. Okay. HR is not your friend. They are not your representative. They are not, they don't have your back. But if you, as Jack mentioned with Ryan, okay, and I saw the same tweet. If you have people, or you can be the person to say, dude, I have your back. And it's not bullshit. It's not clout chasing or, clout seeking, whatever it is. Dude, you are good. You're fine. You don't need a throne, as Devin Erickson said. You need an army. Okay. To further expand and extrapolate on Ryan and Devin, the author, the guy that has the avatar of a cat. Okay. You don't need a throne. The throne is given to someone who has the loyalty of the people backing them, the army, if you will. And going back in time to Rome or other countries that actually did a quote unquote successful coup. They had the backing of an army, whether that army was well armed or not. Because these people believed in what the person said, whether they had a throne or not. Today, everybody wants the throne because somehow they equate that to power. The throne is irrelevant. It's, do you have an army? Do you have a bunch of people, preferably well armed? But if not, do you have enough people to back you up that they go, I got you? All the grifters, the bullshit artists on Twitter and YouTube and other social media platforms, if you've ever watched, they all want or claim or they covet the throne. Okay. Whatever the throne means to you guys. But, oh, I'm the guy. I have a Bugatti and I'm popping bottles of champagne. Oh, that's a throne. I am powerful. I am smart. Hulk Hogan with a pussy or Megan Fox with a dick. That's the throne. But where's the army? Where are the people backing these individuals up? Preferably well armed. But if not, okay, we'll take what we can get. Which one is it, guys? Do they command an army or do they just covet the throne?
It's the man behind the throne who always has the real power. Alex Patillo for the $5.
Gotta get it. There it is.
Oh,
Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
there you go, Alex. Thank you very much for the $5. Whoever pays the most becomes the master. Who pays HR or unions? Remember that, children. Could be a thing of money. Could be a lot of things. You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Everything Rob, robsays.net. Everything me is in the pinned chat. I would very much appreciate it if you check out my latest essay, Victim. It's about a certain type of woman that could ruin your absolute life if you're not paying attention to it. Other than that, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below your thoughts of this show. And if you want to support the channel, go to my Substack. That's genuinely something I would appreciate. Thank you very much, Alex, for the super chat. And that's it from us. Take us out.
Do you sit on a throne or covet a throne, or do you have an army?
Cheers.